So, in terms of talking about really knowing our systems and being able to be intimate with ourselves, and if you take apart that word intimacy and really look at it, it's into me see. So, we get to see some of the depths of ourself. We get to really intimately know some of the depths of ourselves. And even working with different students and within my own self and my work, it feels important to name that sometimes that's not always all pleasure. Sometimes that's not always pleasant. And sometimes what can happen when we develop more intimacy with ourselves, and we're developing this sensitivity to notice and be with the subtleties in our system, we also become aware of areas of increased localized sensation, perhaps, which could be translated as pain, or discomfort, dis-ease. And I've had students who sometimes have wanted to back away from this work because of that. And I, at times myself, have faced my own resistance around that, and an aversion or wanting to leave or check out. And I think it's important that we honor ourselves and our system, and take the space and time we need, and to titrate, and do things in doses that we can handle. And I think Continuum actually provides a beautiful entry point into that, because we're never pushing, we're always approaching with curiosity. Oh, that would be another important principle. But a sense of inquiry, a sense of what's here now, and how can we be curious about whatever it is we're experiencing or feeling. And so I think it is a good or a useful way into some of those more challenging aspects of ourselves, physically or emotionally, energetically. But it does take a certain level of courage to be able to meet that and face those pieces and stay with them. Even if it's staying with some distance, it's going to a place where I'm maybe less sensitized and entering in from there. But there's a certain amount of courage required to meet the not so pleasant places in us sometimes. And then some of the beauty of that is we're able to transform, transmute, experience change and movement in areas that we otherwise might not have ever been able to. So there's gifts in the being able to stay, and I hear Emily's word, stay the course. But I think it's important to also name that it's not all sunshine and roses, and it's not going to be all pleasurable all the time, but that's part of the beauty of it too. That's also part of the continuum. That's also how life knows itself, and it's all just a part of it. And then also this piece around taking the brakes off and letting ourselves be moved. That can also sometimes be scary for people. And again, I had an experience at one point where I felt something had shifted or opened, and I was kind of upside down, and I thought, or I had this kind of terror, not kind of terror, run through my system. And I think in retrospect, that was a level of letting go. I think it was probably some terror for my ego, not understanding where it was, what was happening, of loss of control. And I think ultimately we're all going to lose control anyway. So I think it's good practice and it's a good potential for opening. But that can be a significant part. We can meet resistance, we can meet fear, we can sometimes even meet terror in that resistance time before something lets go. We can sometimes feel like we just want to fall asleep or just check out or leave. And it's important to honor that and know there's a possibility of maybe engaging in some curious way.